Hey, small group leaders, this is Aaron Wheeler, your favorite small groups minister, and I am coming to you today with a very important message. I believe that we are about to enter into one of the most critical seasons in the history of our small groups ministry. If you came to our last training event, you know that we just talked about some hard realities that we're facing as a ministry, and one of the biggest and most important ones is this right here. We need more groups. In our small groups team, we field on a weekly basis, sometimes multiple times per week, people in our church who are wanting to join a small group. They send us emails, they fill out the online forms, they fill out the connection cards, and they're saying, we like College Heights, we love what we're seeing around here, we want to take the next step and join a small group. But the unfortunate reality is that we're at a place where it's just very difficult to put them in groups. The vast majority of our groups are far beyond capacity of what we would want a small group to be. And the only way that we can deal with this and fix this problem is just to add more groups and more spaces for that to happen. We're also looking at something that's coming up this fall, which is our annual small group kickoff, where we do a big thing in the atrium and we talk about it on Sunday morning, where we try to get people in the church that have just for various reasons never joined a small group to have an opportunity to come and connect with one. We are actually going to expand that this fall, where instead of doing it for just one Sunday, we're going to do it for 3 Sundays in a row, so that we can get as many people as possible who want to take that next step, who want to be in a disciple-making community to have the opportunity to do so. When we did this last fall, just doing it for one Sunday, we had over 110 individuals that on that Sunday committed to joining a small group, and I'm expecting this fall we'll have much more. And so we look at the reality that many of our small groups are already at or even beyond capacity, and we have a lot of people that are going to come in this fall looking to join a group. We are just dealing with a major logistical problem that is only fixed by opening up more small groups. This is where you come in. We have talked a lot as a ministry about multiplication. There's various reasons for that. There's theological reasons, there's just spiritual reasons, and there's also very practical reasons. A lot of it comes to this right here. And so I want to challenge you and your small group to consider one multiplication option that's going to help us. Because if we're going to have more groups, the reality is we're just going to have more leaders. We can't start groups without leaders. That's just how it works. And especially for someone who's not experienced as a leader or hasn't been a part of our church for a long time, it's a little bit dicey to ask them to be ready to lead a group. And so what we want to challenge your group is to a specific form of multiplication that might be appropriate and necessary for the group that you're leading. Because we want to ask this challenge for all of our groups this summer. Do you have some leaders? Do you have people who are in your group who are capable of getting a small group off the ground? Here's what it looks like. This form of multiplication that we want to challenge you to, we're calling a season of planting. What a season of planting means is that we're going to take what is a fully functioning, regular small group, and we're going to ask them to take just one semester, just 12 weeks, where they split apart for a short season with the full intention of coming back together once the spring semester starts. Let me practically show you what this looks like. So what we have right here is, this is actually my small group. Just to show you that I'm putting my money where my mouth is, my small group has already committed this fall to doing this season of planting. And I want to walk you through what it's going to look like for us. So we have 12 adults, 12 couples in our small group. And what we've said is that starting in September, we are going to split apart. We're going to couple up into foursomes, and we're going to take those 12 weeks kind of away from each other. It's not that we're not going to see each other. We're still going to have our group chat. We've actually said we're going to get together once a month on an evening just for fellowship and connection and prayer and encouragement. But for that fall semester, we're going to split up, and we are going to plant 3 new small groups. We are going to get into a place, we're going to invite people to come, we're going to take people that have been wanting to join groups, we're going to take people from the small group kickoff, various places where we're going to form these, and we are going to commit to 12 weeks of getting these small groups off the ground. So our one group now at the end, when it comes together in spring, has been a planting of 4 small groups so that we can expand our capabilities and opportunities as a small groups ministry. Then, come January, when that semester's over, we'll come back together and we'll be the group that we were before, but we'll still continue to mentor and be a part and have a little bit of fingerprints on the groups that we're a part of, but we're just spending a season where we are going to multiply and reproduce and plant these small groups. So like I said, we're looking at 12 weeks. We want to say 12 weeks is enough time for us to intentionally focus on gathering a group and then setting it up to succeed without us. So what that looks like in those 12 weeks is weeks 1 through 4, we're going to spend a season of modeling. We're going to say, this is what a small group is like. This is what you do when you get together. These are kind of the goals of our ministry. These are some things that small groups do in a normal week-to-week function. Then groups 4 and 8, we're going to start delegating. We're going to start giving people responsibilities and kind of testing the waters with people in our group to see who's ready to kind of take a next step, who has extra levels of maturity, who have, maybe we expected it or maybe we didn't, giving them a chance to try something and seeing if they succeed, seeing if they're faithful in what we've been giving them to do. And then weeks 9 to 12, we're going to start releasing those leadership, where we start to take a step into the background, let them really lead the small group and do those things on their own and see how they do with that and see who responds. So that's what this season of planting really looks like, and that's what it's about. And what I want to do today is challenge your group to say, is this right for you? When you look around at the people in your group, maybe you see capable leaders. Maybe you see people who have succeeded in their businesses or in their ministries or other things. And these are people who are capable of planting a group. But for various reasons, they've never stepped up to being a small group leader. Maybe they're just too busy with other things. Maybe they travel. There's various responsibilities. They don't know how long they want to be a small group leader, and they don't want to commit the rest of their life. I get it. I understand it. That's fine. So what we're asking for is 12 weeks. Can you as a group take one semester to kind of push pause on your community? You'll get back together. It'll happen again in the future. But to say, help us as a ministry expand our capabilities and reach our community and be a church who makes disciples who change the world. Is that something that your group is available to do? This 12-week program, we're going to train you on it. We're going to have a special meeting in the week before these groups begin where we're going to walk through in detail what each of these means. We're going to give you strategies. We're going to give you handouts that you can take home and study. We're going to walk with you for these 12 weeks as they happen and check in and see how you're doing. We're going to make sure that this works well because we believe that this can be a pivotal moment in the history of our ministry. And so our challenge again to you is just a simple thing. Would you join us in the season of planting? Take this to your groups. Show them this video. Talk to them about what this means and what it would look like and see where God begins to prick people's hearts, where God begins to help us understand our responsibilities as a church to be able to find places where people connect and ask if that's something for you. If it is, what I want you to do is contact me. Send me an email, awheeler@chjoplin.org. Send me a text message, 417-681-7201. Tell me that you've talked with your group and you're in. You guys want to be a part of this season of planting in our small groups ministry. If that's you, if that's something you're available, I want to hear from you and we'll get ready to take the next step. Thank you guys, my favorite small group leaders, for doing this amazing ministry, for partnering along in our goal to make disciples who change the world. We hope this has been a challenge that you will take to your group and talk with in your people, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.